Okay, and welcome. Thank you so very much for joining me for Thrive. Those of you that know, we do this annually, but it's so excited to share this with many of you for the first time. I think it's really important that we take this time at the end of the year to pause, to review, to reflect, to celebrate, and then to re-inspire, realign with who we are now, where we are in our yoga teacher journey, because that's constantly in evolution. Spend a little bit of time learning new ways to market our business, because that is always changing, and then plan out next year. It doesn't have to take long, but we do need to do it every year. And those of you that know me or you've been the Yoga Teacher Collaborative, you know I love to share a lot of information, a lot of content, a lot of training. There is a PowerPoint presentation that goes with this, which I'll jump into quickly in a moment. And over the 3 days, we have a 63-page PowerPoint presentation to get through. So there is a lot of information coming out. You've got your workbooks with this as well. Some years I managed to make the workbook editable so you can edit it online. Some years my tech skills just disappear. This is one of those years my tech skills have disappeared. So if you found a way you can edit your workbook online, cracking amazing. If not, just pen and paper, old school. Use the workbook as inspiration for the things to be pen and papering through. Any tech issues, if you can't see me, can't hear me, just type them in the chat. When I have my mic plugged in, I can't hear you if you unmute yourself. So type in the chat and I will keep an eye on that. Without much wasted time, let's dive on in to the screen share. Just coming up on the wrong one, but there we go. Okay, get that back to the beginning. Here we go. All right, so welcome to Thrive in 2024. So this is our 3-part business and marketing course. It is just for yoga teachers. You know, I've been teaching yoga over 14 years, and I'm very clear that my mission is to help and support yoga teachers. Most of what we're covering is good business principles that apply to any business. So if you do have other skills, if you are a massage therapist or a Reiki healer, you have any other businesses, feel free to apply everything you learn to those as well. But yeah, predominantly working here with you as yoga teachers. And as I said before, remember, if you are here live, there are bonuses. So the bonus for being here live today is a full suite of Canva templates that are things I use in my business, stuff I know that works. So I'll be giving you those in a link at the end of today's session. If you're here live tomorrow, the link is a 60-minute training on yoga photography for your business. And then if you're here on the final day live, it is £100 discount off my mentorship program. So they are the bonuses for being here live. But if you're not here live, please don't worry. All of this content is jam-packed with information, and there are prizes for submitting homework. So there's lots of content, lots of prizes, lots of bonuses, lots of lovely things. So what are we doing? You are in the right place for these next 3 days. If you want to thrive as a yoga teacher, be that part-time with 1 class, full-time as your sole income, however you want to do your work as a yoga teacher, but you want to thrive with classes that are full, that are serving your community and feel aligned with your soul, most importantly. If you want to make a real difference to people in your community, and that is essential. The heart of my method is called Serve and Thrive. We are here to serve our communities first. And if we focus on serving, the thriving follows that. So we have to make a real difference and make that our priority. The number one priority cannot be, I'm going to be a yoga teacher to get rich quick. Never going to be soul aligned, and not how it works. So our first intention is to make a real difference to real people and leave the world a better place. If you want to establish, grow, or expand your yoga classes. So if you're a brand new yoga teacher and you're wanting to start classes in January, let's get you started the right way. If you've got a couple of classes already and you want to add more to the timetable or want to fill the classes you've got, everything we do here will apply. And if you want to expand, say, into workshops, retreats, day retreats, all of this is really, really relevant. So whatever stage, whether you're beginning or you've been teaching for decades, this is relevant. If you want to build long-term relationships, so we're not in this for the quick win. We are in this for slow, sustainable growth that will enable you to have a business that supports you and supports your community, and that you grow and evolve with your students. There's no hacks here. Sustainable, long-term growth. If you want to fill your yoga offerings with heartfelt, soul-conscious marketing, things that you feel align with your values and you don't want to feel icky about how you're showing up in your business or feel that there's a disconnect between your ethics as a yoga teacher and the ethics of business. We want how you do yoga to infuse how you run your business, how you teach, how you market it, full of ethics and values to be proud of. So over these next 3 days, we have day 1 today, which is Serve and Thrive mindset. So we're going to be learning some of that mindset first, and then we're going to be reflecting and dreaming. There's a lot to do today. Day 2, we're going to be bringing that together to make your offerings. Day 3, we're getting into the nitty-gritty of strategy, marketing, and how to promote things. I wanted to say, why are we doing this right now before Christmas when half of our brains are in hibernation? Many of you know I work in a very cosmically aligned way. What is happening, be it in nature, be it in the cycles of the moon, or be it in the astrology and the astronomy, does inspire how I work. We're here to work with the laws of nature. We are in a very, very special 3-day window right now. So right now we're in the middle of a Mercury retrograde, and a lot of people groan about Mercury retrograde and blame broken technology, etc. on it, and that's just a misunderstanding. Mercury retrograde, Mercury is the planet of communication, and in a retrograde it is most aligned with us reviewing, revising, reflecting. This is the time to review, revise, reflect. And we look back at things to help inform where we're going next. So today, we're going to be tapping into that Mercury retrograde energy, review, revise, reflect. Then tomorrow, as you know, my favorite day of the year, it is the winter solstice. And the winter solstice is when we get comfortable in the dark so that we can see the light within. Then we celebrate and journey towards the light. And this is one of my favorite quotes from BKS Iyengar. Yoga is a light which once lit will never dim. The better you practice, the brighter you flame. So we want to, in tomorrow, pause, review, reflect, find the light, our spark, our inspiration, and then look at how we are journeying to the light after the winter solstice, sharing the magic of yoga with more people, spreading the light. Okay. Then our final day on the 22nd is Mercury Cazimi. This is a day when Mercury and the Sun come conjunct in the sky. It is seen as a really lucky day and a very lucky day for communication. And this is a day we're going to be thinking about how do you communicate your offerings in your yoga. So we're very cosmically aligned right now. But if you're doing this at a different time, that is fine too. We've just got a little bit of extra cosmic support over these 3 days. Then remember, there's prizes afterwards. Okay. So those of you that are new here, I know some of you know me well, but why on earth would you listen to anything I have to say? And especially as some of what I have to say is not what you will hear other people say. So why should you trust me? I have been teaching yoga for 14 years, full-time and self-employed. For the first 2 years, I was part-time, had another job. After 2 years, I built my business up enough to be able to go full-time and self-employed. And that has been full-time self-employed for the last 12 years. And I support myself well. I have a thriving business. There's 4 businesses all under the yoga umbrella. And I support myself well. So I'm teaching you from what works well. Okay? I run in-person yoga classes. So if that's how you want to build your business in person, that is a large chunk of my business. Then I have a whole nother business that is online yoga. So I run an online membership and I run online courses, short courses, long courses, year-long courses. So however you want to work online, I've been doing that for a long time. Had an online yoga membership for about 7 years, so way before COVID. I run retreats worldwide. This week we've just sold out a retreat to Portugal in 2 days. 2 days. Okay? So everything we do here will support you to thrive. Soulfest, so I run a festival occasionally when time allows, run a 200-hour yoga teacher training. I've been business mentoring yoga teachers for a long, long time. As you know, the Yoga Teacher Collaborative, I founded that. We founded it at 200 members. It's now nearly 4,000, supporting all of you to thrive. And I'm an author of Teaching Chair Yoga. So all of that is to say there's a huge range there. Whether you want to write books with your yoga, whether you want to host a big community with your yoga, whether you want to run festivals, trainings, memberships, in person, online, all of that is a part of my business and is a part of it now. So I know what works, however you want to do the work. As I said, the model is serve and thrive. And this is what's different to a lot of business coaching you will see. It is focusing on serving. It is not focused on Instagram. I tell a lot of my mentees to delete Instagram. If you love Instagram and it makes you happy and it fills your soul, keep it and it'll probably be good for you. But if you don't like being on Instagram, you don't like being on social media, it's never going to work for you because it is incongruent with your heart and soul. Spreading yoga through a medium you don't like isn't going to attract the right people for you. So this isn't about Instagram. This isn't about the latest social media reels, algorithms, hashtags. This isn't about the number of followers or likes. It isn't about whether you do fancy handstands and post pretty yoga poses. It's not about how you look and do you look right as a yoga teacher. It's not about do you have charisma. Teaching yoga is not a popularity contest. It is none of that. Because being successful as a yoga teacher is not about you. Okay? It is about how you make people feel. And as a yoga teacher, I know you are full of heart and soul, and I know you care about people. Otherwise, you wouldn't have chosen to be a yoga teacher. So we put aside all of the distractions, all of the shiny object syndrome, and we come back to thriving as a yoga teacher is about how you make people feel. And this is the essence behind this model. As a yoga teacher, you are first and foremost a community builder. Be that an online community or an in-person community. You bring people together, you build community, your students grow and evolve with you, your students are loyal with you. It's about community building. So how do you build communities? It takes time. There's no quick fixes. It takes time to build a community. It takes patience to build a community. It takes consistency and it takes persistence. So we can't just open a new yoga class, be it online or in person, pop up a couple of posters and then 6 weeks later it's not working and close the class. We have to consistently be spreading the word, giving it enough time, being persistent in how we show up in our marketing. Because your yoga classes and your communities will grow one person at a time. And that's just delicious. Because when things grow one person at a time, you get to make a real connection with that one student. They're there next week, they bring a friend, they bring another friend, and we get compound growth. It's about one person at a time. So when we're focusing on serving and thriving, we stop thinking about just filling a class and bums on seats. We stop focusing on getting more likes for the sake of likes on Instagram. We stop thinking about the short term gaining followers, fixating on income or how much did I make from this one class. Instead, we shift all of our focus to building a community and delivering, serving, so that we're having impact. We're making a real difference to real humans in our community. We focus on that, not income, and the income will follow. As I just said, I've sold out a retreat to Portugal in 2 days. And that's not through any fancy marketing. That's because it's my community of people that have been waiting for the next retreat abroad. And as soon as it's there, like Lou, you're coming. As soon as it's there, they're straight coming because it's my community. And we've spent ages building community. How do you build community? What do you focus on? You focus on having real conversations with real people, creating real relationships, and delivering real results. So an example on real conversations, that means you don't think, oh, I need to be on social media. I don't like it, so I'm just going to quickly go into Facebook and upload a post for my class timetable this week and then come out of Facebook. You need to be in there having real conversations. So if you have a new follower on your Instagram, you send them a message saying, oh, thank you so much for following me. It's really lovely to have you as part of my community. Where do you live? Are you local? You ask a question. They're not just a follower. If someone comments on your post, you send them a friend request, you start a conversation. Thank you for commenting on my post. It really makes a difference to me when people support my business. What do you do? Are you local? Okay. So you're starting conversations. It's not just likes, it's not just followers. We have to remember the real person behind that. And loneliness and isolation is a huge problem in our communities. And we know social media has made that worse because people have become likes and followers, not real people, ready and craving to be seen, to have a real conversation with. Who lights the candle? So we started with this quote. Yoga is a light once lit will never dim. The better you practice, the brighter your flame. As a yoga teacher, you open the door for people to experience yoga. You help light that candle. So when I'm thinking about attracting new yoga students, and some of you know this, I love to imagine all these little unlit tea lights. And we are just providing the lighter with which someone can light that tea light with yoga. Our job is to be that lighter, to set that flame alight in someone's heart, and yet yoga change their life. So before we go any further, we are just going to connect with that energy, that intention for a moment. So I would love you to, just going to check the chat's okay. Okay. I would love you to find a comfortable seat for a moment for just a tiny little meditation. Relaxing your shoulders. A little circle of your head and your neck. And bring your hands together, rubbing your palms. And as we remember, we're in the darkest time of the year, the solstice tomorrow. This is the time to look into the dark and see the light. Taking the heel of your hands to your forehead. And just giving that a little rub. And like your hands are the blind coming over a window, slide your hands down over the window of your eyes. So it goes dark in there. And gazing into that darkness on the backs of your eyes. And seeing that in that dark, there is light. Might be shadow, might be flickering. Keeping the eyes closed, slide the hands down the face, down the neck, hand down onto your chest, placing your left hand on your heart center, right hand on top. And just dropping your chin ever so slightly, like you're bowing to your heart. And imagine you're looking into your body, the dark interior landscape where the sun doesn't reach. And as you gaze inside, imagine you find a small flickering candle, a small flickering flame in your heart space. And that your body is the candle holder, glowing from that light within. As you tap into your breath, breathing oxygen into that candle so it may burn brighter. And invite a little bit of movement as if the flame flickering, dancing within. And if you were a flickering flame, how would that flame move? And as you think about that light, I'd love you to remember the first teacher you had that lit the candle of yoga within you. Who was the lighter that set this spark, this passion for yoga aflame in you? And that flame might be burning really brightly right now. Or some of the challenges you faced this year might have dampened it and dulled it a little. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I want you to breathe into that flame. And sometimes our confidence takes a bit of a knock. That is okay. Sometimes if our classes aren't as full as we'd like them, it hurts. It's okay. Sometimes it dulls that flame, and that's okay too. But breathe new life into that flame now. And I'd really love you to know that if your classes have not been or are not as you quite wish them to be, it is not your fault. There's nothing you're doing wrong. There is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. This light is there for a reason. Fuel that light. Believe that light. Trust that light. Taking 2 more breaths here. Beautiful. And when you're ready, gently flickering your eyes open. Okay. So I really do mean that. I really do want you to know that if your classes aren't what you wish them to be, or your class numbers have taken a dip, there is nothing wrong with you, okay? It's not a popularity contest. There's nothing wrong with your classes or how you're teaching. But sometimes we're just missing a skill set of training, okay? We've been taught how to teach yoga. We've been taught yoga. But no one taught us how to market our business, how to reach people, how to communicate, how to set up websites, how to set up booking systems, how to be on social media, all of those other things. No one's taught you that. It's okay, all right? That's what we're doing. We're learning. Let's get this screen share back on then. Okay. So now we've got to know each other a little bit. We've had a little bit of a meditation. We've gone over the Serve and Thrive model. We're finally getting into today's content. So today We're tapping into that Mercury retrograde. Time to review, revise, reflect. This is a perfect time to reflect, learn, and grow. To see your strength through your successes, identify where you need to make a change, and acknowledge the difference you've made in the world. So you have your workbooks, and I do mean it about homework. Strict school mom here, and there are prizes for doing your homework. So this is going to have to take you 10 minutes after our session. I'd like you to look back over 2023 and think, what was your biggest challenge this year? And we all have them. What was your biggest challenge this year? I've been running yoga teacher training for 6 years, and this year, 2023, was the first time it didn't have enough people book it to run, and I had to cancel. That was my biggest challenge, and I cried. Okay. This year, or end of this year, teacher training starting again in March. I have done 0 marketing, and it is already sold out with 5 people on a wait list. It was all outside of my control. I did the best I could. I cancelled. Some of those people moved forwards to next year, and I focused on other things. There will always be challenges. Always be challenges. We don't take them as a knock. We go, yeah, I did my best. That's what happened. Great. I've got all those free weekends back. And then what's the next door that opens? You know, and if I'd taken that challenge to heart, I probably wouldn't be running teacher training again in 2024. Whereas it's sold out with a wait list, and I haven't even told anybody about it yet. And you should have seen how much marketing I tried to do last year. So acknowledge, what was the biggest challenge? What was rough? I cried for about 10 minutes and then pulled myself together. Okay. What was your biggest triumph? What was your biggest triumph? My biggest triumph was that I pulled together a 12-month online course on the things that I'm most passionate about. Yoga, the moon, astrology, and tantra. I went deep into my toolbox of weird and wonderful, and 70 people want to come and do it with me. It blew my tiny little mind. What was your biggest triumph? What unexpected wins did you have? What didn't you expect to go so well that suddenly did? And if you're a brand new teacher and you haven't started teaching yet, do this in other areas of your life. It doesn't have to be teaching. There is no separation when you're a yoga teacher. Life and business, it's all muddled together. So all parts of your life. 4, what ideas, plans got sidetracked or didn't occur? So I have my philosophy and movement course I was going to bring back this year. I just got too busy. It didn't happen. It's going to come back next year. So what ideas did you have that kind of just didn't come together, but still a good idea? What got sidetracked that didn't occur? And that's very Mercury aligned thinking, Mercury retrograde. You know, going back, what was that really good idea I had? What was that great day retreat I did that actually I'd love to do again? So go back. What ideas, plans got sidetracked and didn't occur? 5, very practical question. What made you the most income this year? And sometimes that's surprising. Okay? If you don't regularly look at your numbers, what made the most income? So I'd love you to do that. It's the first piece of your homework. Then we're going to have a little think of this one now. The ripple effect. Acknowledge your light and your impact. It is so easy to dwell on the things that gave us a knock. The student that came to class that loved it and then you never saw again. You know, it's so easy to get pulled into those things. That one person that said something mean against a social media post. It's so easy to get drawn to the dark, whereas actually we want to focus on your light and your impact. So if you're not teaching yoga yet, expand the question, but I'd like you to think right now, this isn't homework, right now. 3 people whose lives you have positively touched through yoga. If you can only think of one right now on the spot, I'll take one. And how did your yoga make a difference? I am going to put us on a little piece of music just while we think that through. Okay, and I'm going to think through with you. I haven't done mine yet. Name 3 people whose lives you've positively touched through yoga. And how did your yoga make a difference to them? And when you've got one, type it in the chat. Okay? Just their name. It's just, again, no surnames for privacy. Just their name. Sophie, Philippa, Aisha, Annie, Paula, Jamie, Claire, Emma, Merritt, Angela, Joe, Debbie, Sharon. And read these names in the chat. And remember, these are real people. You know, they're not likes. They're not followers. They're not numbers. They're not bums on seats. These are real people that you made a real relationship with. And you made real change and a real connection. Taylor, Lorraine, Joe. Okay. And this is what we're, Molly, love that. 3 straight out. And this is what we do. So when that light's a little dull, I think if I've helped one person this year, one person, I did good. If I helped one person, I did good. Okay? I made the world a better place for one person for one moment. I did good. And the rest of the stuff can just water off a duck's back. Okay? I made a difference. Well done. Great to see those names. 2023 versus 2024. Again, this is going to be homework. What are you carrying forward? So thinking quite practically, again, depends on where you are in your business. Go through your classes, go through your workshops, go through your courses, go through your one-to-ones. What are you keeping? What's working well for you? Sunny's on this call, and I know her timetable quite well. Yes, that 8:15 a.m. Saturday morning yoga class is I'm keeping it. I like it. Okay. But you know, that one at the hospital on a Monday, maybe that needs a rethink. Okay. So what are you keeping? What are you done with? Okay. What are you like? No, I gave that a good stab. I don't like it. It's not fueling my soul. I'm feeling worse after showing up in that way than I am better. I'm done with it. It's over. And that's quite hard because sometimes, like I said, I use Sunny as an example then, that hospital class. And I know Sunny so well that I can hear her in my brain even when she's not in my presence. So she just said back to me, yeah, but there's that one lady who was there last week and I really made a difference for her. And her husband was, yeah, we have to put our own selves first. And it's very tempting to keep a class going for that one student, even though it's not fueling your soul, it's taking you 45 minutes to drive there. There could be better uses of your time, etc., etc. So what are you done with? What do you need more of? More students, more time, more structure, more time for your own meditation. What do you need more of? What do you need less of? Travel time, stress chasing your students up to pay for their next class booking in advance. We could just automate that. Okay? What do you need less of and anything else? Again, that's homework. Then, next bit, dare to dream. Is your life by design or by accident? Are dreams just dreams, or are they in fact your soul showing you the way? I believe dreams are like little messages from the cosmos, little ideas that they come in and they hang around our mind for a while, and we decide whether we're going to reach out for that dream and make it happen. And if we don't, that idea kind of flutters off and goes to somebody else. Dreams, they come to you for a reason. In my business, the more crazier things I put together, like my current Realm of Emotions course, the better results I get. So the more I'm led by my dreams, my creative, by the ideas, the more unique my work is, the more it stands out. Trust your dreams. So what do you dream of? And no hold bars, hold, don't know what expression I mean. Don't hold back. Let's go with that. Don't hold back. Don't think that's not possible. You know, I dreamt of running a festival. We did a festival. I dreamt of running a book. We wrote a book. And what do you dream of? And don't sanction that. Again, that's not the right word. You know what I mean. Don't hold yourself back. Who are your dream students? And what is your soul's divine mission? So I know my soul does not like light and frivolous. My soul is deep. It wants to talk to you about philosophy. It wants to talk to you about the Bhagavad Gita, and it wants to talk to you about astrology. I need students that want to go into that depth. I remember once putting on a beginner's course. It was a 12-week beginner's course, and it was £220. That's so much money for a beginner's course, and 12 weeks is a long time. And it came with a book on the Yoga Sutras, because it was only for brand new beginners to yoga that were like me, not toe dippers, but wanted to go all in, and from the beginning want to read the Bhagavad Gita. And that course, I think, had about 20 people on it. It was a couple of years ago now. And so many people said I was looking for a really deep first experience. But your dream students might be really different to that. So when you think about dream students, don't think about boring niches. Don't think about, oh, they age between 30 and 60. Are they a man or are they? No, think about what's their soul, what lights them up, what do they want to learn, what are they excited about, what do you love to share about yoga? Really dream here. We'll get more practical later. Do you dare to dream? Teaching your life's passion is an empowering opportunity to create the life of your dreams. No barriers, no thinking small. What do you yearn for? I travel the world teaching yoga. What do you dream of? We're taking a group on safari next year. That's a dream for me, to be on a safari teaching yoga. What do you dream of? And these dreams are there to be lived, my love. So what are you passionate about? This helps you work out your dreams. What do you love about yoga? Okay. Why do you teach yoga? What big changes has yoga brought to your life? What aspects of yoga do you most love to teach? And really tap into that. I don't love complex asana. I don't get excited teaching crow or shoulder stand. So my classes aren't about that. What do you love to teach? Really dial in on that. And outside of yoga, what are you passionate about? All of my other life passions infuse my yoga. I'm a musician. I bring music into my classes. I'm an astrologer. I bring astrology into my classes. What are your other passions, and how can they bring more uniquely you into your yoga classes and your marketing? Because building communities, building real relationships needs you to be real with people, to make a real connection, for them to get a feel of you. And for you to stand out, you need to show your uniqueness. Many of you said to me in your emails that you felt yoga in your area was saturated. We'll talk about that another time, because I don't believe that to be true. I think certain demographics are saturated, and we'll look at this tomorrow, how to find the gap. But there's nobody else out there like you. Yoga is for everybody, but you are not for everybody, and not everyone is for you. You want to be different. You want to be yourself, so that you can surround yourself with people who light you up, that you're excited to go and teach, people you're passionate to be teaching. So this really requires you to do some soul reflection, and we're in Mercury retrograde. This is a time for you to review and reflect. What lights you up? What gets you excited? Who do you want to be around? I'm so clear on that, and it makes such a difference. My communities are people I want to be with. I want to create classes from them. I want to take them on retreat. I want to create awesome experiences for them, and they want to do them with me, because we have a deep bond. So your dream students, what type of people do you love being around? I love being around people with an open mind and a thirst to learn. I want to be around people that want to talk about the Bhagavad Gita, that want to dive into philosophy. And all of this comes across in my courses and my offerings. Who would most benefit from what you have to share? What does your local demographic look like? So we are talking about this today. What does your local demographic look like at your class times and venues? So when people say yoga is saturated, I always say go to the classes in your local area. Okay? Go to a handful of classes and have a good look at the people in the class. Okay? What age, what race, what gender, what physical levels of capabilities, what topics are being discussed, what's important to them. And then go to your local supermarket or your local high street and look at the demographic. What age, what gender, what ethnicity, what shape size, what level of physical fitness, what level of ability. And if your area was saturated, you would see the two would be the same. You would see that the people in your local community are all represented in the classes. And I have never found a town that's saturated, ever. I have never, ever found that to be true. What I'll find to be true is that 7 p.m. in the evening classes for able-bodied people that are fairly fit and fairly strong with not much physical limitations, are probably slim-ish, are probably white, are probably female, and are probably fairly affluent. That area might be saturated. Now go and look at the rest of your community and ask yourself, is everybody else being served? Are the men in my community being served? Or are all the classes so female focused and the marketing so female that the men don't feel comfortable there? Are all ethnicities feeling comfortable and welcome in that class? Or has it become a place of just white middle class? How can you change that in your area? What does that need to look like in your marketing so that a broader range of people feel comfortable and welcome in your classes? Are all body types welcome? Okay. How can you set up a class that is more suitable for people who can't get up and down off the floor? Are there chair yoga classes? Are there classes for seniors in your area? Are there classes for people with mental health concerns that would make it challenging to be in a large group environment? Our communities are not being served, and often it's the people that most need the yoga that are not served. You know, a lot of the people that go to my classes that are in that fitter end, they're also going to Zumba, they're also doing running, they're also going to some dance class. They've got loads of things they do. But where are the people that nothing feels accessible to go to for their physical health, their mental health, their spiritual health? We are letting down, I'm getting a bit passionate. We are letting down huge parts of our community. Yoga is not saturated. So I need you to do that work and to think who's not being served. Is there a gap? The gap is who's not being served. Then what are the needs of those people so that they will feel comfortable in a class? So look at who's not there. They're not there because they don't feel comfortable, seen, or that it's appropriate for them. Then how can you create offerings that are? That's how you fill your classes if you think you're in an area that is saturated. Okay, lovely. So that is a huge amount of content to do today. What do you need to know now? So you have to do your homework. You need to keep on top of your homework because there are really, really good prizes. So the first prize for completing your homework is a one-to-one live coaching call with me would that be Saturday the 23rd? Friday. This Friday, 4 p.m, the 23rd. Okay. You need to be available live. We'll do a 60-minute live coaching call. That's the first prize. Normally a live coaching call with me is £120. That's your first prize. Second prize is a one-to-one website audit, and that also will be live. Third prize is a training. You can have my Yoga for the Nervous System 8-hour training. Fourth prize is a 1-month membership of the Yoga Warriors. Now, if you're still here live, remember I've got my whole Canva pack to give to you now as well in the comments. If you're not live, please don't worry. You've got enough content to be getting on with here and the prizes. So how do you do your homework? What I need you to do is either write in your workbooks or just write on a scrap of paper and take a picture of a part of it, just a part of it. For your privacy, I don't want you to submit all your homework. Just take a picture of a part of it and you're going to upload it to the Facebook group. There'll be a tab that will say homework thread, and you'll put it in the comments. Then I'll see you've done your homework, so I just need proof. Don't need your homework, I just need a photographic proof that you've done it. Then you'll go down the list on a prize draw for these prizes. If you're not on Facebook, you can email me proof of it, or you can do it on Instagram, send it me there, but just get me a proof of your homework as a little photograph of a little bit of it. On our last day, I'll be telling you more about the opportunity to have the 12-week business mentorship course with me that starts in January, where I guide you through all of this and a lot more in trainings. Okay. So tomorrow, same time, same place. Remember, the Thrive Live bonus tomorrow is the photography training, which is really, really good. For now, I'm just going to stop that screen share. If you're watching live on Facebook, I'll put you the link in there as well. Sorry, got to pick your son up yet. So, feels saturated, would love help on that. Kate, have you done a real audit on who is going to those classes and does it represent the demographic? A more structured way to also look at the demographic is census data. So every 10 years there's a census report? That's when the Office of National Statistics ask everybody questionnaires, and then they deliver a report on what the demographic is in your area, and that is available for every area. So I'm Southampton, so I could put census report Southampton, and I think the last one came out in like 2020 or 2021, and it's a free government document. And it'll tell you everything about the demographic in that area. It'll tell you the average age of that area. And you can do much more local than a city as well. You can do a town or a village. It'll tell you the average age of that village, the average working hours of that village. That's really useful. I used to have a class at 5:55 in a town. I pulled up the census data. The average working hours in that town was 46 hours a week. So that meant a 5:55 yoga class was too early because the average working hours were 46 hours a week. So no one's available for a 5:55 yoga class. So pull up your census data, Kate, and just literally look at who's in your yoga classes, what time, who's welcome. Is that representing the local demographic? It probably is not. The demographic work, this is a huge potential, but huge barriers to yoga. We're going to work through that tomorrow, Aisha. We're going to literally work through, okay, there's the gap. What are the barriers to yoga? And work those through. Okay. Yeah, 2:30 is a really not saturated yoga time, and there's an obvious demographic available at that time. Okay, I'm just going to get you. Yeah, you can do your homework in whatever means you like. Right, let me get you this link for today's bonus. Copy. Okay, so you're going to have to get this chat open because this is the only place it's going. Okay. Facebook, I'll put it in the comments for about half an hour and then I'll take it down. Okay. Right, so you want to copy and paste that link out. Okay, that's going to open a PDF which has maybe 10 plus, I'm going to put it in Facebook now, about 10 plus Canva links. Okay, Facebook people, it's there for you right now. Copy and paste it now because I'll take it down in about 10 minutes or so. So copy and paste that link out. There are your bonuses for today. Carolyn, lovely, I adore you. You have booked the fast track to full before you had the opportunity to have the £100 discount, my lovely. So I'm going to be refunding you £100. Yes. All right, my love. So I will see you 2 p.m. tomorrow. If anybody has any questions, I promise to answer every single question this week in the Facebook group. So go to the Facebook group, find the homework thread, put your questions in there. I'll be answering everything. Yes, 4 p.m. tomorrow, my loves. All questions in there. We'll have more time for live questions over the next couple of days. There's just extra content to get through. Are you okay? Alrighty. Thank you so very, very much for joining me, my loves. And I will see you tomorrow. There will be question time. If not, get it on Facebook. Bye, loves. Thank you.
Bye.